What is up, you guys? Jonathan Madden here, coming at you with another Madden 23 rebuild. Today we are doing the New England Patriots, and before we get into the rebuild, I've got a special announcement. In celebration of 1,000 subscribers, which I believe I will be very close to, if not already at that mark by the time this video goes live, I am doing a giveaway. One copy of Madden 23. All you have to do to enter are two easy things. Number one, if you're not already, subscribe to my channel. Number two, comment the name of the team that you would like to see me rebuild in the next video. Two easy things, gets you entered. Winner will be announced in my next video. And with that being said, let's get into this 5-year rebuild of the New England Patriots. This is a pretty commonly suggested team that I get, and I'm excited to get into it. This is a team that dominated so much of the 21st century. Just a complete dynasty. Honestly, two mini dynasties, one in the 2000s, one in the 2010s, 3 separate Super Bowl rings each time. Just absolutely crazy. The NFL had never seen anything like it, probably won't ever see anything like it again, but we can certainly try to recreate some of that magic. And how do we do it? Is Mac Jones the answer? Can he be the franchise quarterback? Who are going to be the new faces of the offense? There's no Gronk, no Edelman. Who do we turn to? And same answer on the defensive side of the ball. No more Dante Hightower. You have Devin McCourty, but he's getting up there in age. Who's it going to be? Who do we bring in? Who is currently on the roster that can step up and lead this team back to glory? Now, for some reason, Bill Belichick is not in Madden. I have heard about this in the past. I believe there's some type of agreement that he's just not a part of. Bill Belichick is not in Madden, so Peter Gaffney is the guy. Computer generated. Can Peter Gaffney lead this team to success? Now let's take a quick look at our opening roster that we've got to work with. And starting at the quarterback position, you've got Mac Jones, second-year guy out of Alabama, very successful rookie season. Can he build on that? Behind him, you've got Bailey Zappi, backup, clearly played well as I'm recording this in that shutout win over the Lions, the most recent game for him. So maybe they have something there, but for our purposes, a 23-year-old 63 overall player is not going to cut it. And then you've got Brian Hoyer, who we don't need to speak on. Running back position, you've got Damian Harris, 25 years old, 82 overall. Ramondre Stevenson, unfortunately already 24. I love his potential in real life, but just the age in Madden with that 74 overall rating, we probably do not have our running back of the future on the roster unless it ends up being Pierre Strong, who was a, I want to say fourth round pick in this most recent draft. Has not really gotten much playing time yet, but that probably stands to change with Harris's injury. And we get to the receiver position, where outside of a rookie, you don't really have a whole lot here to be excited for. Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers, and here's Tyquan Thornton. Rookie, I want to say second or third round pick. He has 95 speed, 91 excel, 22 years old. He is going to be an immediate starter for us. The ageless special teams legend Matthew Slater and Christian Wilkerson. So outside of Thornton, we are going to need to definitely add to the receiving core. At tight end, you've got Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Joe Cardona. Left tackle, Trent Brown. He's 29, getting up there in age, although he will hold it down for us in the near term. Cole Strange, first round pick, 24 years old guard, 71 overall. Hopefully we can get some development out of him. At center, David Andrews, another aging veteran. At right guard, Mike Onwenu, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Third-year player, 24 years old, 80 overall. Very nice. Think we can build around him, have him for the long term. Isaiah Wynn, right tackle, just 26 years old, 80 overall. And outside of that, you do have Andrew Stuber, 23 years old, 65 overall. Maybe we develop him. Defensively, at the left end spot, you got Dietrich Wise and Daniel Ekuali. Not excited about either of them. Other side, Lawrence Guy and Sam Roberts, even less excited about them. DT, Christian Barmore, very exciting prospect. Hopefully he can do big things for us. Devon Gottschalk, Carl Davis, nothing really there. Outside linebacker, Matt Judon, he is 30 years old already, which is unfortunate. 87 overall, superstar dev. We're going to go ahead and throw Matt Judon on the trade block. And I hate to do that because he is so great at what he does. They just brought him in last year through free agency, but for our purposes, I think we can probably get pretty good value for Matt Judon. Outside of him, not a whole lot going on. Ronnie Perkins, second-year player, maybe there's something there. I doubt it. Middle linebacker, Jawan Bentley, 26 years old, 80 overall. Not bad. Not a whole lot else outside of him. Other outside linebacker spot, you got Josh Uche. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. 23 years old, 74 overall. Definitely developable, excuse me. At the corner position, no more JC Jackson. I don't know. The guy hasn't played at all this year. I'm drawing a blank. Hopefully JC Jackson. Hopefully I'm not completely fumbling that. But he's gone. So you've got Jonathan Jones, Jalen Mills, Jawan Williams, Miles Bryant, and you do have a rookie here in Marcus Jones, 23 years old, 68 overall. Hopefully we can get something out of him. At the free safety position, Devin McCourty, been in the league forever, 35 years old, still 87 overall, still kicking, love it. Have Jabril Peppers behind him. And I really would love to throw McCourty on the trade block. There's no way any team out there is going to trade for a 35-year-old safety. I know Madden would probably give me some offers, but I'm not going to do it. Strong safety, Adrian Phillips. He is someone I'm going to throw on the trade block because we've got Kyle Duggar behind him. Let's look at Kyle Duggar here in just a second once it gets us back to that screen. So Kyle Duggar going to start for us right away. 26 years old, 82 overall, third-year player. Very nice. And here are your kicker and punter, Nick Folk and Jake Bailey. So that being said, not a lot of high hopes for year one. We're going to get to the mid-season point, see whose contracts might be up. We'll go forward a couple weeks, see if we can get some offers for Judon. Okay, so we do have some offers for Matthew Judon. Here's one that I do think we're going to move forward with. And hear me out on this. It is Elijah Mitchell, a second-round pick, and a future fourth. My main reason for taking this is that draft pick. In these rebuilds, I love to build a team through the draft. A second-round pick is a very valuable selection, and it gets us Elijah Mitchell, which gives us a little bit of flexibility at running back. Maybe we throw Harris up on the trade block, see if we can get some kind of value for him. So let's go ahead. Let's take this offer from the 49ers. Matthew Judon is headed to San Francisco. And with that move out of the way, here is Damian Harris, who is officially going on the trade block. Let's see if we can get some value back for him. He does have star dev, which should help us out, but I do want Mitchell to start right away. He's still 24, so he can still grow a little bit, just a second-year player, and we still have Stevenson behind him, so I love what we have at running back. I think Harris is more than expendable now. And we do have an offer for Adrian Phillips. The one that I like the most is Isaiah Rodgers from the Colts, who he's a very talented player, still a young guy, has not gotten a lot of playing time this year, unfortunately, just cannot seem to get in the good graces of Gus Bradley for whatever reason, but I think he can start for us right away. Adrian Phillips is out the door, Isaiah Rodgers is in. And here are our packages for Damian Harris. The one that I think I like the most comes from the Texans. You get Kaiser White, an outside linebacker, still just 26, helps us get a little bit younger there, and a 6th-round pick. For a running back who's just not a part of our future plans, I like that move, done deal. And here we are at the mid-season point, 2-5, pretty much what we expected for a team that has several holes that we're going to have to fill over the next couple off seasons. Also, there really just is not any high-end talent on the team. So yeah, 2-5 is pretty much where we expected to be. Let's see whose contracts are up, see if there's anyone that we want to bring back. Okay, so good news, we are poised to enter the offseason with quite a bit of money to spend. $96 million. Some of it's going to probably have to go to finding our Devin McCourty replacement. He's got no interest in coming back, which is not realistic. The guy's a Patriot through and through. However, would not be surprised to just see him retire. That might be why the interest level is so low. You've got Nelson Aguilar. He's got no interest in coming back. We've got no interest in him. Jonathan Jones has a mild level of interest. I think we'll bring him back. Jabril Peppers, he's likely out the door. I might actually see if I can get something for him. Jacoby Myers, probably gone. Isaiah Wynn, I think we'll bring him back. Nick Folk, we'll need a new kicker. And then outside of that, it's just replacement level guys. And since we're at the midseason point, I don't have time to throw him up on the block and wait for offers. This is something I feel is more than fair. The Eagles, they are contenders. They really need a free safety, not a lot of talent there as it currently stands. So a future third-round pick, I definitely feel is adequate value for Jabril Peppers. And now with that out of the way, let's get to the playoffs. Maybe we make it by surprise. If you guys watched my Lions video, year one started 2-5, ended up making the playoffs. I doubt that happens again, but crazier things have happened. And here we are at the playoffs. We go 8-9, actually narrowly missing out as the Bills go 9-8, so definitely surprising to only see them winning 9 games. Not gonna lie, a little bummed out, because if we're gonna miss the playoffs, I'd rather do it with a poor record. 8-9 just feels like how the Patriots will end up in real life this year though, so I guess I can't be too upset. Here are your team stats. Average offense, we finished 15th, and the defense is 9th. Wow, so a top 10 defense given very little talent, so that is definitely encouraging. And let's look at the player stats. So Mac Jones, we are running Patriots playbook. I'm going to give it a year or two before I decide to switch things up. I feel I always go Bengals offense, Cowboys defense. We're going to see how the Patriots do. So Mac Jones, 4,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, 13 picks. Definitely not numbers we're going to complain about. Passer rating north of 100, we like that. In the run game, Elijah Mitchell, 3.2 yards per carry, yikes. Gets pretty much outshined, I would say, by Ramondre, averages 0.3 more, scores 9 touchdowns on the ground to Mitchell's 3. And I mean, our main reason for taking that deal was the second round pick. Mitchell was just kind of a sweetener, so we definitely don't have to rely on him as our back of the future. In the receiving game, Devontae Parker over 1,000 yards, Kendrick Bourne as well. I'm looking for my rookie because I put him as a starter, and it's looking like the CPU decided to not be nice. They put Tyquan Thornton back down on the depth chart. I had made him wide receiver 2. And there's no way the wide receiver 2 has 3 catches for 61 yards. That is a bummer. Blocking, how'd we do? Looks like pretty decently. Isaiah Wynn letting up 11 sacks, not bad at all. Trent Brown only allowed 5, so very nice for your left tackle. Tackling, Kaiser White is our leader with 112, so that was a good trade for us, getting him in here. He also picks up 3 sacks and an interception, so definitely excited to have him on the team. Our leading producer for sacks was Anfernee Jennings with 4. That's bad. Christian Barmore gets 3.5. Dietrich Wise gets 3.5. Interceptions, we had 5 from Johnathon Jones, very nice. 2 from Jawan Bentley, so no major standout players as far as individual stats go. Looks like it was just an all-around team effort, so the Patriots way survives yet again. Okay, and here is your end of season recap. So our former quarterback, Tom Brady, he wins the Super Bowl, getting his second as a Buccaneer over the Titans, 35-31. Would have been an excellent game. I wonder if this is it for him. I wonder if he goes out on top. Real life, we know 2022 is probably the end of the line for Tom Brady, but does he keep going in Madden? We'll find out. And Brady, it appears, is going to retire. Probably not going to spend a whole lot of time looking at these each offseason. It's Tom Brady. And also, I do want to see, does McCourty go ahead and retire? No, but Brian Hoyer and Nick Folk both do. Interesting. And this is our last chance to bring back some of our pending guys. So Kaiser White, his contract is up. So if I offer him a neutral deal, I don't know if he's going to take it. How expensive is a player friendly? Would bring his cap hit to around $10 million, lock him in through the age 31 season. We've got the money. I don't love it. Okay, he's not going to take it anyways. I was almost going to have buyer's remorse immediately. That is unfortunate. We trade for him and he immediately walks out the door, but that is the reality of it. Devin McCourty's already down 3 overall points. He's just not going to be brought back. Sentimental value aside, Nelson Aguilar is trash. Johnathon Jones I do want to bring back. What would he like? He just wants a 1-year deal. So if I give him a player friendly, we get him back for 2 years. Okay, he is happy to sign and keep playing. Glad to have him. Who else we got here? Jacoby Myers is a no. Isaiah Wynn has 0 interest in us whatsoever. That is unfortunate. If we send him something player friendly, again, I don't love it, but he's going to test out free agency anyway, so that's okay. we're not getting back some of these, I don't want to say mediocre, but they're not necessarily not mediocre players. It just means we're going to have a couple more holes to fill as we get to free agency. And as we enter the offseason, let's just quickly assess the strengths and weaknesses of this roster. Quarterback Mac Jones is now entering his third year. He's up to an 82 overall, definitely giving him at least another year or two. Outside of him, running back, I don't really love what we have there, although that is a position we can probably focus on later. At receiver, Tyquan Thornton, the depth chart has him now pegged as our third guy, but we really need a true alpha in that offense. And on the line, right tackle, we've got nothing there. Cole Strange has not developed, which is unfortunate. It just has not happened for him. Outside of that, tight end, I think we're fine. Offensively, definitely need some skill players at the receiver. That's going to be one of my main areas of focus. Defensively, we just really don't have any top-end talent. There's not a single position I wouldn't be open to upgrading at, so let's see who's available. Bro, this free agent class is disgustingly bad. Your best player is an 86 overall James Robinson. Can you imagine? Real life free agency, it's such a whirlwind every year. You imagine the best player on the market, the best several players, James Robinson, Dawson Knox, Marcus Davenport, who actually is intriguing, we'll come back to him, Javon Hargrave, Jamel Dean. Those are your blue chip guys. So I'm going to go through here position by position, see who's interested in us, and see who's worth bringing in. But overall, disappointed by the available options this year. Alright, so I went through the list. Here are the 4 guys we're going to be targeting. Marcus Davenport, not necessarily a perfect fit for us, but we need guys like him. Just someone who can come in and make an impact. Marcus Davenport, still just 26 years old. Devin McCourty, we are offering him strictly because we've got no one behind him. We've got the money. We can extend a 1-year deal to him. No one else is interested. I think we bring him back. And Sean Murphy Bunting, just another player to add to our secondary. I like our chances. And Graham Gano to get ourselves a kicker. So let's evaluate the offers here, see if we're able to bring any of them in. Sean Murphy Bunting is playing hard to get. We were top of his list, and I'm thinking we get him. We do. We get Marcus Davenport, Devin McCourty, Sean Murphy Bunting, and Graham Gano. Definitely not blue chip players by any means, but really none of those were out there, so we made the most of what was available. And heading into the draft, let's just kind of assess the team, see what positions we might be looking for. Offensively, left guard. I mean, Cole Strange, I get it. First round pick, but the guy's 73 overall. He's going to be 25 at this point. Left guard is a need. Right tackle. Really the whole offensive line, because guys are starting to get up there in age. We just go best player available if we find some good guys there. Receiver, another huge need. Running back, a bit of an underrated need, but I think we can probably let that go unless someone crazy is available. Defensively, pretty much every position. Corner, I would say we're okay at because we did just bring back Johnathon Jones. We've got Sean Murphy Bunting and Isaiah Rodgers. But outside of that, yeah, the whole defense. Okay, and here we are, 2023 NFL Draft. We're picking 13th overall. Let's see who's available. And with the 13th pick, here is who we're looking at. Quan McMichael. Love the name. 5'9" out of Ohio State. He's got C catching traffic, B catching, A deep route, B release, and let me show you guys why I like him so much. He runs a 4.24 40, third best in the class. I looked at the guys projected around him. None of them are top 2, so I'm assuming whoever the other 2 are, just guys deep in the draft. Speed is their only strength. Quan McMichael looks like a stud. I'm going to take him here. I hope I don't regret it. I don't love the height at 5'9". But we desperately need to get Mac Jones some weapons. He does have he's got normal dev. He's 22 years old, but he's got 99 speed, which in Madden, speed is a cheat code. 4.24 speed, we love that. We need that element to our offense. So Quan McMichael, welcome to New England. And not to mention the fact that if there's a school that's got a good track record for producing NFL talent receivers, outside of LSU and Alabama, Ohio State deserves mention. Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin, and then here in the next year or two, you're going to have Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr., who else? I mean, I know I'm missing names as well. Garrett Wilson is a stud. And I know there are a couple others I'm forgetting as well. So yeah, Ohio State, wide receiver U. It definitely deserves mentioning. Okay, round 2, pick 13, back on the clock. Looking at Gordon Cobbs, we're already listed as his top fit, projected rounds 2 to 3, 23 years old, 6'1", out of Clemson. He comes with B hit power, B to D man, B tackle, and C zone. So pretty solid prospect all around, best safety on the board, and here is what I always look for, are the athletics. The guy runs a 4.43 40. He can fly back there. His 3-cone and his 20-yard shuttle, best in the class. 12 reps on the bench, not bad, could definitely do a lot worse than that, and a 35.3 vertical, so 6th best amongst free safeties. The guy can jump. Let's get him in here so he can learn for a year behind Devin McCourty. And he does have hidden dev, 92 speed, 92 excel. We might be looking at an instant starter here. You never know. And we do have another second round pick. This would have come from one of our trades that we made. I believe this is the pick that sent away Matt Judon. So let's see who we can take with this selection. Make it worth it. And with this selection, we're looking at another pass rusher here, potentially, in Jose Johnson, 22 years old, out of UCF, 6'6", looks like 271 pounds. And he's got C to F block shed, which is not great, D finesse moves, B power, and B tackle. So the guy looks like a sure tackler, that's good. And again, here's what I look for. The 40, he runs a 4.65, not bad at all. 34 reps on the bench. The guy is a beast. Good jumping, decent 3-cone, very nice 20-yard shuttle. I think for a late second round pick, this is worthy of the selection. This is right where he's projected to go. Fingers crossed, and we do get hidden depth, so very happy with that. Love to see the 89 strength as reflected on his bench press. I think Jose Johnson can come in and immediately find a role on our defense. Okay, round 3, pick 19. I'm looking at Dennis Davis here, 22 years old, out of South Carolina, and this guy just looks like a great prospect. A to C awareness, A impact, B pass block, B run block. At this stage in the draft, you see a guy that doesn't have a single D or F. That's very nice. And not only that, look at his stats here. I don't know if it bumps them up once other players get taken, but as of right now, 40 reps on the bench press. That's crazy, bro. A 4.95 40. He's first or second in every single category. How did this guy fall this far? I'm thinking hidden dev. I'd be shocked if not, no. Normal dev, but that's okay. Dennis Davis. That is just a New England Patriots name, I think, if I've ever heard it. Dennis Davis is going to come in and be a Pro Bowler for us. I'm speaking it into existence now. Welcome to the team, Dennis. Back on the clock here. I believe we're already in the 4th round. We've got Anthony Ali here, so we're kind of just looking for athletes at this point, and we'll show you in a second what we've got with him. But 22 years old, out of West Georgia, 6 foot, 185. He's got A to C catch in traffic, B to D catching, C deep route, and D release. So definitely a bit of a project, but that 4.34 40 is looking very nice. And at this stage in the draft, we're just going to go for the athletes. He comes with 97 speed and 98 excel. So the guy can fly. I think he can find a role on the team immediately. I really do. All right, so this will be the last pick before I let the CPU take over. Round 4, pick 20. We've got Darren Mitchell, 21 years old, also out of Ohio State. Reunite him with his former teammate. Not a bad prospect. B to D vision, A break tackle, B carrying, C to F catching. He's the best available. He's listed as a fit for us. Not a bad athlete at all. 28 reps on the bench. You can do a lot worse. Let's go ahead and take him here. He does have normal dev. So, okay. At least gives us some depth at the position, and we're going to move on. Let's get to the draft recap. Okay, so let's take a look at that 2023 NFL draft class, and it's looking like we knocked it out of the park, guys. I did notice the CPU got us a 70 overall receiver, not bad, but looking at our first selections, we get 2 76s, which in the draft, very nice work on our end. Quan McMichael, I think he's immediately our wide receiver 1. Comes in with 99 speed. Gordon Cobbs, I believe, is going to start for us over Devin McCourty. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you come back to your team, cheap veteran deal. Sometimes the young guy outsteps you, and that's what's going to happen here. Gordon Cobbs is immediately going to start. Jose Johnson, 73 overall. I think we get him into the rotation. Dennis Davis, I'll have to look, but I'd like to find a spot for him. Anthony Ali is a 70, so I'd like to get him involved as well. And then outside of this, probably not a whole lot to speak of. But yeah, these first few guys, I definitely think we found some guys here. And heading into year 2, week 1, let's take a look at the week 1 roster. So through the draft, we got ourselves a new wide receiver 1 in Quan McMichael. Tyquan Thornton will be starting for us at wide receiver 2, second-year player. Ali is taking the third wide receiver spot, so it's a massive infusion of youth. We don't know if it'll pay off. As of right now, all these guys have hidden dev. They're going to have great seasons to move beyond that. But I think they're capable, especially McMichael. High hopes for him. On the line, Davis is going to learn behind David Andrews. I like that spot for him. I am going to look and see if I can possibly get a low 70 overall player at the right tackle position, because unfortunately we just couldn't address it through the draft or free agency. Defensively, still going to be a massive work in progress here. Jose Johnson's going to get the start because we like his upside over a guy like Dietrich Wise, and of course he does have that hidden dev, so the more snaps he plays, the better. Marcus Davenport, Christian Barmore, Jose Johnson. There's hope for that group for sure, and I'm not completely ruling out the possibility of transitioning to a 4-3 a year or two from now. In the secondary, Cobbs is going to be the immediate starter. McCourty is going to settle into that veteran mentor player role. The corner position's decent. The linebackers are a mess. I'm going to look and see. Maybe I can get a bridge level middle linebacker 2 or an outside guy. But yeah, the defense definitely still has its holes. And here we are going to go out and get ourselves just a bridge level middle linebacker, just someone to put in there that's better than what we already had. Why not? We're also going to grab Jason Pierre-Paul, just a nice veteran name, get him on the defense. Former Giant, can't complain about that as a Patriots fan, so he's going to join the fold as well. And finally, Kelvin Beachum is out there, 11-year vet, right tackle, better than what we have. Just a couple band-aids at this point. Week 1, we're doing the most with what we can. And with that being said, let's get to the mid-season point, see how the record's looking, see whose contracts are expiring. Okay, so mid-season point, we are 4-3, so a definite step up from last year. Very encouraging, given the level of youth that we have on this team. Let's take a look and see whose contracts are going to be up. So on one hand, we've got money to spend. We're going to have around $128 million. On the other hand, quite a few pretty important players whose contracts are going to be up. Trent Brown is someone I do definitely want to bring back if he'll let us. On a fair deal, 2 years. Okay, Trent Brown is going to be here. We don't have to immediately address the left tackle position. Hunter Henry, I think I'm actually going to wait on him. I want to take a look at his stats, see if the tight end is a position that really plays a key role in our offense. I don't remember him really doing anything year 1, so we might not have to worry about paying him. Devin McCourty, unfortunately, is just not going to be needed. Kyle Duggar on a 3-year deal might not be bad. Let's see, that's pretty reasonable. I could find a better team in free agency that will match us. Okay, well, thanks, Kyle. You didn't have to be rude about it. We might come back to him, honestly. Mike Onwenu, just 25 years old. He's got moderate interest in us. A cap hit of around $10 million, though. A neutral deal, 2 years. The length is bringing this offer way down. That's a fair deal, Mike. I don't know what else to tell you, buddy. I'm starting to get annoyed with these guys. Devontae Parker is a huge no for us. I might actually look to trade him. Jawan Bentley is probably a no. I don't want to give him a 4-year deal. Josh Uche, he's 24. We can't even negotiate with him yet anyways. And then everyone else, I think, is probably going to be a no. And the Bears could definitely use some help at receiver. I feel for an 81 overall player, a 5th round pick is probably pretty fair. So Devontae Parker, thank you and goodbye. The Chicago Bears could definitely use some help at receiver, and I feel for an 81 overall player, a 5th round pick is not bad value at all. So Devontae Parker, thank you for your time here and your contributions, but also goodbye. And next up, we are going to get to the playoffs. It's a very competitive division. You've got the Bills at 5-1, the Dolphins at 5-2. Let me upgrade our players really quick, and then we will go ahead and get to the playoffs. See how we're looking at that point. I don't think we make it. I would be surprised if we did, but never count out the Patriots and Patrick Gaffney, I don't know. I've already forgotten at this point. Regardless, let's get to the playoffs and see how we do. My final prediction is 8-9 again. I think this is an 8-9 team. Let's find out. And we actually kind of collapsed down the stretch. We go 6-11. So what? We were 4-3. We would have had to have gone 2-7 in our last 9 games. I don't know, just doing the math off the top of my head, but regardless, this is not a playoff team. Pretty bad team, honestly. How did we do as far as draft position goes? I am interested. Have to imagine it's a top 10 pick. Would love to see top 5. Although that might be a little lofty. We are going to pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. We've got the 7th overall pick, so decent draft capital. We'll see what we can do with it. Let's look at the stats. And the offense, again, league average, 16th, smack dab in the middle. Defense regresses heavily, finishing 27th. Yikes, not good at all. Player stats, you've got Mac Jones, 4,600 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 picks. Not lighting the league on fire by any means, but still not terrible. In the run game, Elijah Mitchell does better in year 2, 1,100 yards, 4 yards per carry, 16 scores on the ground, so definite step up there. Interested to see how the receivers do. Hunter Henry leading the team with 1,100, and the CPU screwed me again, guys. Why is Kendrick Bourne next up? 965 and 4. Quan McMichael, 963 and 3, nearly 1,000. Tyquan Thornton, 430 and 4. Jonnu Smith. So it looks like the tight ends get involved pretty heavily here in this scheme. So Hunter Henry might be someone we want to prioritize. Sacks, Trent Brown regresses a little bit. Kelvin Beachum with 11 allowed. Not amazing. Defensively, Jawan Bentley is our leading tackler with 118. I'm going to imagine our leading sack producer was like 4. No, Marcus Davenport, he does get 8 for us, so thankfully not a complete bust as far as that contract goes. Jose Johnson picks up 3 as a rookie, not bad. 4 for Christian Barmore. Interceptions, how did we do? 3 for Jonathan Jones, 2 for Kyle Duggar. Gordon Cobb does get 2, so okay, not bad for a rookie. And here is your season recap. The Packers, they beat the Chiefs pretty easily in the Super Bowl, 28-10. Adrian Amos, a bit of a surprise Super Bowl MVP, and that is your recap. Justin Herbert wins his first MVP award, very nice. And just a couple retirements to speak on. Kelvin Beachum, he wasn't going to be around any longer regardless. Devin McCourty, he does officially retire as a Patriot. Also, just as a fun little note, a year after Tom Brady goes out on top, Aaron Rodgers decides to do the same thing. So 2 all-time greats, both leaving the game 1 year after the next. Now here's the thing with Hunter Henry. He's a superstar X factor. He put up over 1,000 yards for us this season, but he's 29. He wants a 4-year deal. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to see if he'll take a lowball offer, which we know that he won't, team friendly. He enjoyed playing for us, but he's going to test out free agency. Here's the thing, Hunter, you're not going to test out free agency because I've got a franchise tag with your name on it. So not a great player-friendly move, but we are going to do that. And I feel for a 29-year-old tight end who we know is not going to be part of our long-term plans, Hunter Henry is well worth that franchise tag. Now we do have Kyle Duggar here, and he does have a moderate level of interest in us. He didn't like the neutral offer, so if we send him something player friendly, his cap hit would get to around 10 million, which isn't terrible. Would he take this? Okay, so we do get Kyle Duggar around for the next 4 years. That will lock down our strong safety position. Happy with that. Mike Onwenu, he is not really a fan of us. He's not very expensive. What would it take? I mean, Yeah, his cap hit would get over 12 million. He's not getting any better than that 82 overall. We're going to have to address that in the draft, but I'm fine with doing so. Kendrick Bourne, yeah, you are clogging up my depth chart, so you can happily get out of here. Jawan Bentley led the team in tackles. I just am not a huge fan. I don't think we need him. Josh Uchi's a no. Isaiah Rodgers, no. I'm going to say no to him. Yeah, we're fine. We're going to enter the offseason with around 110 million. All right, heading into year 3, Mac Jones just has not shown a lot of growth. Is it time to potentially look into moving on? I hate to say that. I think we give him another year unless something crazy falls into our lap. Quan McMichael is up to an 80 overall, so he has shown some growth. We're going to need some guys outside of him, though, because Thornton and Ali just did not produce, although that could probably be partially attributed to Kendrick Bourne and other players getting in the way. On the line, we're still going to need a left guard, a right tackle. Hopefully the right guys are out there. Running back still, I think we're okay at running back. Defensively, the linebacking core is terrible. That is so bad. Jose Johnson is up to a 77, so some growth there. Christian Barmore, unfortunately, has not quite progressed. Davenport, I think, might have gone down to an 85. I don't love that. Cobbs gets X Factor, so I love that. First time seeing that. He's up to a 79 overall, so definitely some decent growth as a rookie. And in the secondary outside of him, we're okay, good, not great. But yeah, linebackers, we just need some studs on this team. That's all it boils down to. Hopefully the right players are out there this time. This is so tempting. This is incredibly tempting. You've got Justin Herbert hitting the market. 26 years old, 94 overall, the reigning league MVP. Here's the thing though, the guy's gonna have a cap hit around 50 million. It just severely limits what we can do. If we're gonna replace Mac Jones this offseason, it's gonna have to be with Justin Herbert, but I don't know if I can justify that price tag. I really don't. As much as I would love to do it, it would just severely handicap what we're capable of doing as we have, 3 years left? I don't know. I genuinely don't. So here's who we're going to go after. I'm not going after Herbert because at the end of the day, we would just be sticking him on a terrible team. I don't know that that's worth it. I would rather try and build a little bit more through free agency and the draft. And worst comes to worst, next draft, we find our Mac Jones replacement. If he doesn't work out this year, which we have to put a good team around him, we have to give him a fair chance. And so far, I don't feel that he's necessarily had that. So here is who we're targeting. Nick Bosa has a ton of interest in us. No one is sending him offers, so I'm sending him a team-friendly deal. It would just be a 2-year deal, relatively cheap for a guy of his caliber. Rashawn Gary, he hates us, but he's not really getting any offers. I'm sending him a neutral deal. Maybe we pull that off. Would be amazing if so. Rob Havenstein, he does like us. That's a huge need for us. I'm hoping we get him in the door relatively easily. Michael Pittman, same deal. He hates us, but no one's offering him. So sending him just a neutral deal, see if we can get a good receiver in here. And Jawan Bentley, just because we really have no one at linebacker. Let's hope and pray at least a few of these guys come through for us. So Pittman and Bosa, they still don't have anyone going after them. And we did bring in Rashawn Gary, Havenstein, and Jawan Bentley. Gary is a huge win for us because, again, we know he had zero interest whatsoever, so very happy to get him in the door. Still just 26 years old, and still the only team offering Bosa and Pittman. Very surprising, as other teams do start to get in on the fun, not with Bosa, but with Pittman. We've got some teams creeping in here. Can we pull it off? Finally lock them down? They are just being stingy, man. They don't want to make a decision, and we're going to have to skip forward a week and see if we can lock them down. Okay, so second wave is here. I did skip forward a week. We've got some competition for Bosa. If we give him a neutral deal, it'd be really expensive, but can I resist that? We did bring in Pittman, so very happy to say that Michael Pittman is a New England Patriot. I'm going to roll the dice on Bosa. I'm probably not going to like myself a whole lot for it because I know what kind of difference he can make, but we're going to roll the dice here. He's gone. Did he sign with us? No. That's okay. he's such a fun player to have. I've had him in rebuilds before, though, so I'd like to switch it up a little bit. Definitely happy to get Pittman and Gary in here. Alright, now heading into the draft, we're looking better. We're looking much better. We got ourselves a right tackle. We got ourselves a wide receiver 1. We're giving Mac Jones some help. He's definitely going to need 2 new guards. Might want to look at the left tackle spot because we know Trent Brown's starting to get up there, but not an immediate need. Tight end even could be a position we look at, but overall, happy with what we've done in the offseason. I think the draft can be a good way to plug some holes. Defensively, we've definitely made one improvement. We got Rashawn Gary. He's going to be a massive difference maker for us. 94 overall in this scheme. Now, outside of him, we did bring back Jawan Bentley, so can't complain too much with that. I got to get Jose Johnson up to a starter. Unfortunately, just star dev, it looks like. Not the X factor that Cobbs is, so linebackers are going to be a huge need for us, but I definitely feel with the draft, if we make the right picks, we can elevate this team up to an 84 overall, hopefully giving Mac Jones what he needs to succeed heading into, what is this now for him, year 4? Let me double check that for him. I want to see, yeah, he's heading into year 4, so wow, time flies. And here, speaking of Mac Jones, we've got a big decision to make on his 5th-year option. I think we've got to show some support here. He's played well for us. We want to pick up that 5th-year option. Keeps him locked down for another year, and I'm not thrilled with it. But heading into year 3, I still think we got to give Mac Jones a chance. And here we are in the 2024 NFL Draft. Texans on the clock. They've got the 1st overall pick. They go with a left tackle. Jags are picking 2nd. Do they go cornerback? Okay. Bears at 3. They go quarterback. So Justin Fields' era is over. Randy Nelson out of Ball State. When has a Ball State player gone this high? Only reason I'm showing these picks is because we pick so high. It's not going to take long to get to us. Lions at 4. They go outside linebacker, a guy named Mike Tracy. About as generic as it gets. Jermaine Henry is the pick to the Broncos, a right tackle at number 5 overall. Seahawks at 6, right in front of us. They take a left end, Dwayne Hooks, and we are on the clock. Let's see who's available. Now this might be a little bit of a curveball, but hear me out. We've got Bryce Bass here, the last projected top 5 pick on the board. We're a little thin on corner. We've got Jonathan Jones, we've got Sean Murphy Bunting, but we've got absolutely no one outside of that, and just look at this guy. He's top 5 projected, and he has A catching, A man, B press, B zone, and just 22 years old, so he's definitely young enough. 6 foot, not horrible height. He didn't participate in the Combine or the Pro Day, so I don't know if that holds true in this Madden, but in years of Madden past, that would indicate a guy with hidden dev, usually superstar or better. So this guy, he just looks like a can't-miss prospect. This high in the draft, we got to go with the sure thing. Best player available, Bryce Bass. Show me the hidden dev. He's got it. Not surprised. I think this guy's going to be a stud for us. Back on the clock, round 2, pick 7. Looking at Nigel Cummings here, linebacker out of Auburn, 22 years old. Wide range of outcomes for the type of player this can be. Do you want to note that we're listed as one of his top fits? He's got A to C block shed, A pursuit guaranteed, which I like, A to C tackle, and B to D zone, which we're not overly concerned about. He is a run stopper, so maybe not a perfect fit for us. He runs a 4.7, not the greatest athlete in the world, but the best linebacker available on the board. Projected rounds 1 to 2, so he could have gone in the 1st. I feel we're getting a decent value here. We need all the help that we can get at linebacker, and we do get hidden dev, so very nice. We're happy with that. Nigel, welcome to New England. Now, I'm not going to lie here. In the 3rd round, I'm not necessarily loving anyone who's available projected around this pick. It's high enough in the 3rd that we can get a 2nd round pick out of the Bengals next year, along with a 6. We're going to take that. And we're actually back on the clock relatively soon after, picking 16th in the 3rd round. I want to trade back again. It's not going to be quite good enough to get us another 2nd round pick, but Atlanta will give us a future 3rd and a future 5th. I'm going to go ahead and take that. And here we are, round 4, pick 7. I'm going to be honest, probably the last pick I'm going to make until I let the CPU take over. This draft class is just not amazing in the positions that we're looking for. I would like to get a linebacker though, so let me see if anyone's available at that spot. And after doing a little bit of digging, I did come across Adam Robinson here. We desperately need another middle linebacker. We're listed as his top fit, and in the 4th round, the D block shedding I don't love. However, he does have B to D pursuit, C tackling, which we can grow, and B to D zone coverage. But what I really love about him is the speed. A 4.4 140 for a middle linebacker. What's his size? 6'1", 238. That's pretty freaking good for a linebacker. I'm going to go ahead and take him. The 3-cone drill, the 20-yard shuttle. The guy's clearly an athlete, usually good enough for that hidden dev. Unfortunately, not the case here. He's going to come in with normal, but that's okay. We're going to let the CPU take over. Let's get to our draft recap. And here is that draft recap. So Bryce Bass going to come into the league immediately 77 overall. Just a very nice player. Love the talent. Nigel Cummings coming in at 74. Not bad at all. He should start for us right away. So should Adam Robinson. He's a 71. And the CPU does us pretty well. They get us DeMarquise Moody. 22 years old out of Ohio State. Go Buckeyes. Demarius Blair, a 73 overall right guard. Not bad at all, CPU. And a 70 overall running back. So we definitely got ourselves some talent. Happy with that. Alright, heading into year 3 of our series, regular season, week 1, here is the starting offense. Definitely the best it's looked to this point. Now the 2 guard spots, still a little bit of a mess. However, Demarius Blair, the rookie, is going to get the start for us, so that is encouraging. Hopefully he can grow and be something for us. In the receiving core, it is nice to have a guy like Michael Pittman here. He should complement McMichael pretty well. Elijah Mitchell up to an 84 overall, and Hunter Henry, of course, is always a weapon for us. Defensively, we did some major work in the draft. 2 starters at the linebacker position. It's a whole new linebacking core. Bentley, not so much because he was someone we brought back. But that being said, higher hopes for the linebacking core. Hopefully the defensive line can work things out. They gotta quit trying to make Dietrich Wise a thing. The CPU, I need you to chill on Dietrich Wise. I'm gonna trade him, actually. I'm gonna get him out of here because I'm sick of seeing him. Bass, hopefully, can come in and make plays for us as a rookie. Cobb's up to an 80 overall. He's an X factor, and we brought Duggar back. So yeah, week 1, it's an 84 overall team. I definitely think we can be competitive. Let's get to the midseason point, see how we're feeling. It's also worth mentioning I decided to splurge a little bit and use some of my skill points on the offense. This should boost some stats, hopefully help things out a little bit. If you just want to make up a story in your head, we'll just say 2024. This is when Josh McDaniels gets fired by the Raiders and he comes crawling back to New England like the snake that he is. The same thing for the defense. At the end of the day, heading into year 3, I really want this team to be competitive. It's not about getting the high draft pick anymore. It's an 84 overall team. We should be vying for a playoff spot. That's what we want to do here. Okay, mid-season point, we're 3-3. Not bad. We've seen this before, though. We fell apart down the stretch last season. Can we find more success this time around? And here is a look at our pending free agent. So Hunter Henry, again, probably not interested in him long term. David Andrews, I would like to get him back on a 1-year deal if I can. If that's something he's interested in, which he is, that's good. Still going to have plenty of money to play with. Elijah Mitchell, he's done. Johnathon Jones, he's done. Christian Barmore? Maybe, if all that he wants is a 2-year deal. That's not the biggest cap hit in the world. I wouldn't mind paying him that. I'm not considering shorter deals at the moment. Okay, well, we're not considering mid players, and that's what you are, so thanks. Jonnu Smith, no. Well, no. Graham Gano, we'll worry about kicker later. Dietrich Wise, absolutely not. Get out of my face. Everyone else, no. And that's where things currently stand. We're right in the thick of things. The Bills are currently leading the way at 4-3. I believe this is a playoff team. I'm hopeful for that. Fingers crossed. Let's get there. Week 18, week 19, see how we're looking. And again, just not quite good enough. 9-8, so I would say somewhat encouraging. That's probably right around where we deserve to be. It's an 84 overall team, but still disappointed. Can't quite get over the hump. We're still looking for a playoff berth heading into year 4. Here are the stats. The number 21 offense and defense comes in 8th. So offense was the one letting us down this time. Mac Jones, 4,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, 18 picks. We pretty much know what we're going to get out of him at this point. This offseason, if the opportunity presents itself, whether it be by the draft or free agency, is it time to move on from Mac Jones? Because I certainly don't want to pay him. He's going to be heading into the last year of his deal. We picked up that 5th-year option. I don't know, man. It might be time for Mac Jones to go elsewhere. Elijah Mitchell, his last year as a Patriot, 1,100 yards, scores 16 times, but not a lot as far as yards per carry go. Darren Mitchell scores 7 times. Okay, not bad. In the receiving game, Hunter Henry leads the way. Quan McMichael, 903 and 4. Where's Pittman? Yikes. We pay you and you do that. 900 yards and 3 scores. Although the quarterback play could probably be at least partly attributed to that. Anthony Ali, nice. Stepping up in his 2nd year, 908. Very nice. How did we do as far as protection goes? Actually not bad. Havenstein was a very nice signing for us. Only 4 sacks allowed. I'm not complaining one bit with that. Defensively, Jawan Bentley, glad we brought him back, 119 tackles. Did our sacks go up? I hope so. They did. 10.5 for Davenport, 9 for Gary, 7 for Jose Johnson, 2nd-year player, very nice. 4.5 for Christian Barmore, 2.5 for Nigel Cummings, the rookie. Hopefully we see a little bit of growth in year 2. Interceptions, Kyle Duggar with 4, Jonathan Jones with 4, Adam Robinson, the middle linebacker rookie, with 1, Marcus Jones gets 1. Where is the other guy? Bass. Nothing for Bass. He does have 7 deflections. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, man, definitely disappointed as far as the stats go. We've got some work to do heading into year 4. That much is certain. And the Chargers, in their first year post Justin Herbert, they go out and win the Super Bowl. New quarterback J.J. Malone wins it over the Commanders, a team you don't see in the Super Bowl every day. Very interesting results. Joe Burrow wins his first MVP. Could he be another quarterback on the move? Maybe the Bengals move on from him. Sometimes you do see him hit the market. But yeah, very interesting to cap off the 2024 season. Okay, last chance to negotiate. Hunter Henry. Do we go franchise tag again? I'm kind of thinking we do. Why not? He's still an 87 overall. I would like to play for a new team next year. Well, Hunter, that's too bad. We're going to franchise tag you. It's $18.7 million, so definitely a pretty penny. But in my opinion, worth it for our leading receiver. He's not going anywhere. Elijah Mitchell is, so is Christian Barmore, so is Jonathan Jones, so is Jonnu Smith, and Graham Gano, and definitely Dietrich Wise. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting offseason. A lot of players to replace, but we've got money to spend. Let's see who's out there. Fingers crossed we get some good guys. And before we get into free agency, let's just quickly assess the state of the team. So Mac Jones, it may be time to move on. It'll depend who's out there. We're not going to force it. At the receiver position, Pittman somehow went up to an 88 overall. McMichael is an 83, so we have a pretty nice 1-2 punch there. Running back, I would probably think we want to upgrade from Darren Mitchell. On the line, Cole Strange has gone up a little bit, and Demarius Blair, so the line is looking okay. And of course, Hunter Henry is around for at least one more season. Maybe we franchise tag him a 3rd time. Defensively, Robinson up to a 78. Bentley still a 82. Cummings, I don't know if he went up. 76. He didn't really do a whole lot. We have Bass is now going to be starting at CB2. He's a 79. And we will need a new DT. So let's see who's out there. Let's just see what we can do. And I made that little comment about Joe Burrow, hoping that somehow, some way he would find his way to free agency. Not going to happen. And we are not replacing Mac Jones with Justin Fields or Jared Goff. Definitely not Carson Wentz. So if we replace Mac Jones, it's going to have to be through the draft. It's going to depend who's available. So it's going to be a pretty interesting approach to free agency this offseason. There are just really no good younger guys out there. A lot of aging veterans looking for one-year deals, and a lot of them have interest in us. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send out a one-year deal to Aaron Donald. We're competing with the Cardinals right now. A one-year deal for Michael Pierce. We're trailing the Giants a little bit. I don't know that I want to upgrade that to a 2-year deal. You know what? I'm going to do it. We're going to go with a player-friendly. It's a 2-year deal because ultimately we've got 2 years left. What do we have to lose? So Michael Pierce, does that put us over the top for him? It should. We're at least in contention. Mike Hilton, 1-year deal. Chandler Jones, a familiar face, 1-year deal. And Rodrigo Blankenship to get ourselves a kicker. We've got the money. All they want are 1-year deals. And here, let me just show you guys who's available and who has interest in us. So Chris Godwin, he's old and he hates us. Javonte, he can't stand us. Mike Williams, he's 30. Nick Bolton, you could make a case for. However, I like what we have there. Justin Reed doesn't like us. I like what we have there. Carlton Davis, no interest. Elijah Mitchell, no interest. I would like to get him back because we don't really have anything there. However, I think we go the draft. Patrick Ricard, we don't really need a fullback. So, yeah, it's just we're working with what we've got. It's a pretty mediocre class. Let's see if we can bring in any of our targets. We've evaluated the offers. They're all gone. Let's go 5 for 5. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Who did we miss out on? My short-term memory is so bad I genuinely couldn't tell ya. But we did get Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was the big target. It was Michael Pierce. So we're going to have to find a DT in the draft. But Aaron Donald, he's coming to New England. He wants a ring. Hopefully we can be in the hunt for one. And right now, here is a quick look at the quarterback prospects in this year's class. So a lot of guys projected in the first round, a couple top 5 guys. I looked at them. I'm not overly impressed with any of them. I think we're going to have to give Mac Jones 1 more year. 1 more year, and then we either cut ties, we franchise tag him and trade him. Something will have to give in year 5. But Mac Jones is going to be the guy. What we're going to do is we're going to change up the playbook. We're going to go Bengals playbook, get some of that high volume passing going. Hopefully that opens things up for him. We'll just have to find out. Okay, and we do have a big decision here on Cole Strange, 5th-year option. We're going to go ahead and do it. I don't necessarily love that, but we're going to pick up Cole Strange's option. So he's around for another year. Okay, so heading into the draft, let's again assess the team. We're going to have a mid-first round pick, and with that pick, we could potentially go running back if there's a good prospect available. Maybe we go receiver. I don't necessarily hate that idea. We could go tight end, maybe guard, maybe tackle. I'm listing the whole offense at this point. I gotta stop. Defensively, DT, big need for us. So I think running back and DT, we're gonna focus on those spots pretty hard. Corner, maybe even, maybe not. Linebacker, I think we're probably okay at linebacker. But yeah, DT and running back are going to be my big focuses. And we're picking 17th. Really quick, you don't see the Niners with the first overall pick every day. Where do they go? They take an outside linebacker. Okay, interesting. Let's see the Broncos. Do they move on from Russell Wilson? No. George Maziaka. Okay, let's get to our pick. Okay, so 17th overall, easy pick here. I feel this is a slam dunk. 21 years old out of Auburn, 6'3", 300 pounds, 21 years old. We're listed as a top fit for him. A to C block shed, B finesse moves, B power, A tackle. You've got Manny Towns. All in all, just a very solid prospect. Second fastest, second strongest. Manny Towns, welcome to New England. Show me that hidden dev, please. He's got it. With 94 strength, this guy's going to be a monster for us. Love the pick. And remember, we do have 2 second-round picks from trading back in the last draft. Now, the Bills are going to give us a first-round pick, and heading into year 5, technically year 4, but we will be entering year 5 once this draft comes around. I'm going to take a first-round pick if I can get it. And with our second round pick, I'm looking at Ross Upshaw here, 23 years old out of Michigan State. Best tight end on the board, very solid all around. A to C catch in traffic, B to D catching, C deep route, A to C run block. You know Belichick loves his run blocking tight ends. Gronk, one of the best of all time at that. And just solid across the board. I think we're going to take him here. I don't love the pick necessarily. He's got normal dev, but he at least gives us an insurance option should we decide to not bring back Hunter Henry on a 3rd franchise tag. And this is going to be the last pick I make before I let the CPU take over. Best running back on the board, Jamichael Lindley out of Florida. 22 years old, 6'1", forgive me, 224 pounds. He's got A vision, B to D break tackle, A to C carrying, C to F catching. He's not going to catch a lot of passes. We are listed as a fit for him. He runs a 4.39 40, put up 25 reps on the bench press, which for a guy that fast, not bad at all. Definitely like him as a prospect. Hopefully he can come in and start for us. We'll see. And that will conclude my selections that I am manually making. Actually, we do have a 3rd round pick again. No, I'm going to let the CPU make that. I was going to trade it, but no. Let's advance to the end of the draft here, see our recap, see how we did. And here is how we did. So Manny Towns comes in 76 overall, immediately fills that hole left by Christian Barmore, very nice. Ross Upshaw, 75, not bad. I would not expect that given the normal dev. He looked pretty mediocre, but I'm not going to complain with that. And Jamichael Lindley, 76. Now the CPU did not do us any favors, but that's okay. I think we hit on our first 3 selections. Let's get to week 1, see how the team's looking. And we are going to get a nice little bump here. Hunter Henry to Ross Upshaw. Do we want to focus on immediate impact or long-term development? We'll say long-term development, because we know he's not going to start right away, so that should earn us something. That's good. Okay, so we do have an update. Ross Upshaw has such a good head on his shoulders. It's a matter of when, not if. Good stuff. He has star depth. Okay, very nice. So Ross Upshaw, I think we have something there. And here we are again, week 4, not week 4, forgive me, week 1, entering year 4, still searching for our first playoff berth. We have an 84 overall team yet again, at least until we upgrade the players. Let's upgrade the players, see how we're looking. That's not going to make a difference. Okay, so it's an 84 overall team. Again, I think we can be competitive. I am going to change the playbook. Speaking of the Bengals, that's the playbook we're going to be running, so hopefully that helps things out with Mac Jones. Let's look at our week 1 roster and see if this is a team that can finally get us back to the playoffs. It's been frustrating. So Mac Jones, still just an 81 overall. Don't love that. Outside of that, he's got a solid O-line. He's got solid skill players. Lindley is going to start right away as a rookie, despite his normal dev, which is unfortunate. Manny Towns getting the start right away with hidden dev. And I like what we have at linebacker. We've got some nice veterans here with Chandler Jones and Aaron Donald. The defense has not been the issue. It's been the offense. Well, defense was the issue year 2, but last year it was definitely the offense. Let's get to the midseason point, see how things are playing out. And look at this, midseason point, 5-2. Wow, okay, so a huge step in the right direction. Love to see it. Who's ready to negotiate? We know Mac Jones is going to be one of them. Big decision to make on Mac Jones. How are we entering the offseason with $180 million in cap though, bro? That's wild. Aaron Donald would like to come back for another year. I thought he might be retiring. I'd like to have him back, man. Why not? If he's helping us compete, Hunter Henry's got interest in us all of a sudden. Ooh, so a lot of guys we're going to have to worry about bringing back. Where's Mac Jones? Mac Jones is actually kind of lukewarm on us. He's going to want a mega deal. Oh, this is going to test my ability to manage the cap. Aaron Donald, we're going to have to come back. Who are our absolute must-haves? I'm talking guys under 27, 28. It's a lot of older guys, man. Oh, we've got the money. We can afford them, but man, this is going to drain us. I'm not going to worry about any of them right this second. That's risky. It's not going to give us any wiggle room once the offseason does roll around. I do wonder, does Aaron Donald retire, though? Let's get to the playoffs, see how things are looking. Hopefully that gives us some clarity. Okay, we have finally made the playoffs. First time of the series, year 4. It's been such a long time coming. But we go 10-7, AFC East champions. Let's freaking go, man. And here are the stats. 15th offense, so right around league average. That's pretty much been our peak. Top 10 defense, love to see it. How did Mac Jones do in the new system? Pretty well. 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 18 picks. The passer rating still isn't hitting 100. I don't know that we bring him back. He wants like 100 million. I don't think he's worth it. This Bengals playbook is notorious for making running backs struggle, so unfortunately, I don't think Jermichael Lindley is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. In the receiving game, Pittman, very nice, 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Quan Michael, his first 1,000-yard season in year 3 with 10 scores. Anthony Ali hauls in 11. And Hunter Henry, 900 almost and 7. Very nice. Sacks, we had 14 by Trent Brown, 10 by Havenstein. That's going to happen when you're passing as much as we are. Adam Robinson, second-year player, leads the team in tackles with 118. Very nice. Sacks, we got 12 out of Aaron Donald, 12 out of Rashawn Gary, 10 from Marcus Davenport, 9 from Manny Downs, the rookie. That might be good enough for Rookie of the Year. We'll see. And 3 from Chandler Jones, the veteran. Interceptions, we had 3 from Kyle Duggar, 2 from Sean Murphy-Bunting, 2 from Mike Hilton, 2 for Gordon Cobbs, and 1 for Bryce Bass. Top 10 pick from a year ago. So yeah, very happy with the results. And we do have a little dialogue box here. It said, the first of many. Coach, you're heading into your first playoff game. Playoff success often makes or breaks your career. How important is your first playoff win? Do we guarantee a win? Do we guarantee a win, or do we play it cool? As much as I want to guarantee the win, I'm going to play it cool. Because I feel like even if I did that, it'd just be bad karma heading into year 5, which as of right now is probably going to be the last year. If something crazy happens, maybe we go an unprecedented 6th year. But no, I'm thinking this is going to be it. Let's upgrade our players. Let's see if we can get past the Ravens and win our first playoff game of the series. Would be huge for the franchise. And unfortunately, it is not meant to be. We lose 28-21. At least we put up a fight. Let's look at the stats. And here it is, absolute heartbreaker. Going down by a score. The Ravens always do really well in Sim. Surprised to have not seen them in a Super Bowl yet. They outgain us in yards pretty handily. Mac Jones doesn't really do a whole lot. Lamar has a pretty good game. I don't want to say that, under 200 yards. Jermichael Lindley finds the end zone. Anthony Ali does score. Do we do anything on defense? Kyle Duggar, leading tackler with 11. Any sacks? None for us. Did we pick off Lamar? Yeah, Kyle Duggar got one. And that's your playoff game. Okay, and here is your end of season recap. You've got the Chicago Bears beating the Ravens in the Super Bowl. So this is a trend. This is a trend. The Chargers, they cut ties with Justin Herbert. They win the Super Bowl. The Bears, as soon as they get rid of Justin Fields, what do? They go and win the Super Bowl. I think that's our answer on Mac Jones right there. Year 5, I think it's the end of the era. And honestly, might be a year or two too late, but at least we gave him a fair chance. Unfortunately, we do not take home that yearly Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Was hoping for it, but it was not meant to be. And definitely a pretty busy offseason as far as retirements go. Chandler Jones, he wasn't going to be back, but Rob Havenstein and David Andrews are both retiring. So pretty big blows to the O-line. Aaron Donald looks like he's going to come back for another year, though. So let's see who wants to re-sign. Let's see how we're looking. Okay, so here's what we've got. Aaron Donald, he wants to come back. Let's get him back. Yes, absolutely. We will do that. Neutral deal. Okay. I don't know why I got worried thinking he wasn't going to accept. He does. Hunter Henry. Oh, man. We're going to come back to Hunter Henry. Marcus Davenport is lukewarm on us. He wants a 3-year deal. What would a 4-year deal do as far as damage goes? I mean, I hate to be indecisive, but I just don't really love paying that. It's just such a gamble because you don't know who's going to be out there. Trent Brown, player friendly. I think that's an easy choice for us. Okay, good. We get our left tackle back. That was much needed considering the retirements. Sean Murphy Bunting, he likes us. He wants a 1-year deal. I think this is safe. I think, okay, good. We get Sean Murphy Bunting back, so we're slowly chipping away at those names. Mike Hilton, he likes us too, but there's just a million Mike Hiltons out there. Jake Bailey, yeah, why not? Let's get our punter secured so we don't have to worry about it. Okay, screw you too, Jake. Bye. That's so annoying when they're green and you give them what they want and it's still a no. Mac Jones is a no. He wants a 4-year, $94 million deal. What's that going to make his cap hit? Yeah, $33 million for Mac Jones? I don't think so. Not in this universe. The Patriots weren't going to pay Tom Brady in real life in 2020. We're certainly not going to pay Mac Jones in 2026. Bailey Zappi, he wants to go ride the bench somewhere else. Okay, that gives me more clarity on where we stand as far as money's concerned. Do we finally give Hunter Henry a fair deal? If we give him a neutral deal, yeah, he's like, finally, no more franchise tag, please, for the love of God. Okay, now Marcus Davenport. Where's this put us? Still around 120 million. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Player friendly. Yeah, he's going to test out free agency because he is... I can't say what he is because I'm trying to get monetized and I'm not going to say the word that I'm trying to come up with. Not a nice word. Mike Hilton is a no. I'm not going to franchise tag a punter. I'm going to franchise tag Marcus Davenport. That's what I'm going to do. Still leaves me with around 114 million. Yeah, let's get into it. I'm happy with those moves. I did want to take a quick look at the quarterback market just to see if anyone enticing was out there. It's looking like it's going to be a rookie. Big risk that we're taking heading into year 5, but rookie quarterback is going to be leading the way because it's not going to be Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, or Derek Carr. So here's the thing with this free agent class. The top guys, they don't really like us that much, but we don't care. We are opening up the checkbook. It's, as of right now, the last year. It's going to have to take something crazy for me to want to do a year 6. Year 5, we're going to go after Deebo Samuel. Very player-friendly deal. We're top of his list. Chris Lindstrom, top of his list. Carlton Davis, we're right in there. Breece Hall, top of his list. And Orlando Brown. So big-name players. We are going all chips in. I would love to land at least 3 of these guys. They're all off the board. That makes me nervous. How many did we land? 3 of them. Okay. So we get Deebo, Breece Hall, and Orlando Brown. So positions of need for us. Well, Deebo, you can make an argument, maybe not so much. Breece Hall, though, he comes in. He's going to be a great running back for us. Orlando Brown, he's got experience playing right tackle. He should be able to fill that Havenstein role for us. And the last couple moves we're going to make. How's this for a blast from the past? Stephon Gilmore, Patriots legend. Come and wrap up your career here, buddy. Won Defensive Player of the Year with this team. Had a key play to win them, what was it, Super Bowl 52, I want to say, over the Rams. And here is our insurance for if the draft is not kind to us at the quarterback position. Derek Carr, I hate to let the fate of this video rest in his hands, but that is the reality of the situation. Derek Carr is still going to hang around. I think we got him. Let's find out. Yes, we get Stephon Gilmore and Derek Carr. So very interesting free agency for us. Deebo, Breece Hall, Orlando Brown, Stephon Gilmore, and Derek Carr. Okay, and as I feared, not an amazing quarterback class. It's pretty much Glenn McCulloch, and that's it. You've got Danny Peterson projected rounds 1 to 2. I don't know if we want Danny Dimes leading the way in the final year. So let's see who's picking first, see if we can swing a deal to trade up to number 1, see if it's even worth it. Let's take a look at Glenn here. Do we want him? He's got B to C deep, A medium, B short, B under pressure. Not bad at all. 21 years old, strong arm out of Tulsa. We're listed as its top fit. Pretty solid numbers, not anything amazing. It's going to take a big move, but I think we have to. Okay, and it's the Green Bay Packers. They pick number 1 overall, and they need a quarterback. How are they looking at that position right now? They've got Baker Mayfield, so I get it, wanting to draft a quarterback number 1, so that's why we're sending this massive haul. Number 9 overall, which I think we might have gotten from the Bills. Glad that we traded back with them. Our first round pick and a future first. So 3 first round picks. I know you need the quarterback, but that's good value. And they are going to take it. I definitely think it might be a bit of an overpay on our part. You usually don't see teams giving up 3 first round picks to go up that high. But taking into consideration they were probably going to go with McCulloch, we're going to do it. And we're going to pick number 1 overall. All right, man, here we go. 2026 NFL Draft. We're going to be on the clock right away. Let's go ahead and get McCulloch, see what we're working with here. We're going to pause the draft, make our pick. He should be top of the board. I'm hoping for hidden dev. I would imagine so. Going number 1 overall, projected top 5. Glenn McCulloch, welcome to New England. New face of the franchise. He is hidden dev. 94 throw power. Very nice. Gonna wear number 16, maybe. Maybe we change the number. I don't know yet. But here nor there, Glenn McCulloch, number 1 pick out of Tulsa. Back on the clock here. Round 2, pick 22. I'm just not loving who I've got available. Year 5 is when I typically like to make trades, draft picks for players. What's going to give me the most value here? Do I see a 2 and a 3 anywhere? I don't think so. 2027 draft, I'm just going to take one. The Colts are offering a 2 and a 4 in this year's draft. I got to quit being indecisive. I don't really care about the later picks because CPU doesn't value them anyways. I'm just going to take this future second from Denver. And that's actually going to do it. We don't have any pressing holes. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the end of the draft. I'm going to let the CPU do their thing. Let's see how we're looking. And here is your draft recap. So Glenn McCulloch going to come in 75 overall, immediate starter over Derek Carr, who's a 72. CPU takes Morgan Schrader. He's not going to be anything. Rashad Gillespie, I don't know. Not relevant. So overall, all that we're worried about is McCulloch here. And he's the guy, franchise quarterback. He's got to do something for us. And here we are for the final time. Week 1, 2026 NFL season. So Glenn McCulloch, it's all in his hands. He's got the weapons. Deebo Samuel, Michael Pittman, McMichael, and Gillespie, I guess, is going to be number 4. Breece Hall, brand new addition to the team. Hunter Henry, finally here long term. The interior of the line is an area I might actually look to address via trade, but I like what we have at tackle with Orlando and Trent Brown. Let's look at the defense, where it's another position where I'm a little iffy on it, but I think we have potential here. Sean Murphy-Bunting, Bass, Cobbs. We've made some good draft picks. They just have to do their thing for us. I'm hesitant. But I'm hopeful. And I'm actually going to go the route of not making a trade. I'm going to let things play out. We're going to get to the midseason point, and if at that point we want to make a move, then we will. But let's get there. Week 8, Week 9, wherever it gets us to, see how the record's looking. Okay, so midseason point, we're 2-5. We're 2-5. We got to see what's going wrong. What is the issue? What is the issue here? Okay, so offense, 17th in the NFL, so mid per usual. Defense, 17th as well, I guess. Usually that's what that means when you don't see the numbers. Glenn McCulloch, oh man, not a great rookie year so far. Breece Hall's averaging 5.5 a carry though, so that's nice. Deebo is on pace for a good season. How are we doing in blocking? Are we just letting up a lot of sacks? Cole Strange, that's not great. You don't want your guard to be leading. So let's go out and get ourselves a guard. Let's do that. And let's do a deeper dive into the stats. See if we can find the root cause of the issue here. Okay, so offense, we're about middle of the pack in every single category. Defense, though, here's the pass defense. So Steelers are the worst. Then you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a bottom 10 pass defense. Rush defense, here are the Ravens, so they are the best. I think we're actually pretty good. Middle of the pack, roughly. Points allowed, how are we doing in points allowed? We are second worst in points allowed. That's not good at all. Looks like we're getting to the quarterback a fair amount, 19 sacks. How are we on interceptions? Are we turning the ball over? Not really. So we got to get ourselves a left guard and maybe some talent on the defense. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Cole Strange is out. Joel Bitonio is in. He's 34. He's old as dirt. But we're going to send Cole Strange in a second. Definitely an overpay. I don't care. We got to do what we can. An 87 overall left guard, that should help things tremendously, you would think. He's a scheme fit too. And another move, Jordan Brooks, very nice middle linebacker. Honestly, a bit surprised they took this, but we're going to send Jawan Bentley in a second. That's a massive upgrade at that position for us. Hopefully that helps things out with both the pass and the run defense. And one last move at the deadline. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it. Byron Murphy Jr., a third-round pick, a future first, and a future second. Quite the haul. But hopefully what we need to put this team over the top. It's risky. We're 2-5. There's no guarantee this works out. There's no guarantee we make the playoffs. But we got to do what we got to do. It's going to take some wins over the Bills. We just got to beat out the division. We got to get to the playoffs and go from there. Fingers crossed, we got to get this done. All right, and look at this, man. We made the playoffs 10-7. So we had to have lost, what, 2 games down the stretch? Let's look at the schedule. Okay, so I believe we left off at the bye week. So after those trades, we got a 38-35 win over the Bills. They did end up winning the division barely. We lost a game to the Dolphins, beat the Raiders in a close one. We shut out the Lions 49-0. So just like real life, history repeats itself. We lose 52-34 to the Jets, amazingly. Beat the Niners 28-21. Big victory over the Dolphins. Big victory over the Browns. Big one over the Jets and big one over the Vikings. So, I mean, huge momentum heading into the playoffs. Absolutely incredible. Let's look at the stats. So we end up finishing with the number 3 offense. This team was on fire down the stretch. Defense, I'm gonna assume 3rd as well. I don't know. Let's look at the stats here. Glenn McCulloch. He just absolutely crushed it, man. Coming off that rough stretch to start out the year, I'm going to assume those moves on defense help things out as well. They translated to some more offensive success, but man, 5,000 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, just 12 interceptions. Very nice for Glenn McCulloch. Breece Hall, 1,400 yards and 23 rushing scores. Absolutely insane. He was a bit of an afterthought. I just brought him in because we needed a running back. I wasn't even super stoked to have him. Don't get me wrong, I love Breece Hall, but man, I did not expect that level of production. Debo, 1,500 yards and 14 scores, 1,000 for Pittman, 1,000 for Henry, 877 and 9 for Quan McMichael. Very nice, and Breece Hall adds 3 more on the ground. MVP level season for Breece Hall, I'm not gonna lie. In the sacks, we have Joel Bitonio, much better production there. I mean, 4 allowed. We don't know if any of those were with us, though. Defensively, how'd we do? Jordan Brooks, our addition, he leads the team in tackles with 104, half a sack and a pick for him. Speaking of sacks, Marcus Davenport, 15.5. So glad we got him back. 13.5 for Rashawn Gary, 12 for Aaron Donald, bro. 3 players with double-digit sacks. Absolute insanity. Interceptions, there's Byron Murphy, other trade addition. Bryce Bass, he's coming into his own. 3 interceptions in his 3rd year in the league. So man, we just absolutely knocked it out of the park. Those trade additions, those 3 guys, Joel Bitonio, Byron Murphy, and Jordan Brooks, just absolutely incredible additions to the team. We knocked it out of the park. Those 3 guys, they saved the season. And now this is our biggest test yet. This is going to determine a lot of things. If we lose, we might have to go 1 more year, which I really don't want to do at this point. I'm ready to call it a day. Let's see, can we beat the Raiders and move on to the divisional round, get our first playoff win of the series. All right, man, 31-13, we get the dub. Finally, 5 years in, it's our first playoff win, and it feels so good. Let's look at the stats. Here it is, all its glory, our first playoff victory at long last. So sweet. Let's see how we did. So Glenn McCulloch, very nice in his playoff debut. 257, 2 scores, no picks. Their quarterback, Aaron Tiller, to his credit, not a bad game. 282, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Rushing, Josh Jacobs, 5.6 a carry. Breece Hall finds the end zone. In the receiving game, Renfro does what he can. DJ Moore is a Raider, so he finally gets out of Carolina. Good for him. Debo finds the end zone. Josh Jacobs gets a receiving score. So does Dan Cain, their rookie third-year tight end, forgive me. Our leading tackler, Jordan Brooks, with 7. Did we get any sacks? We should have. Yes, Rashawn Gary gets 3. Davenport gets 2. Manny Towns gets 1. Aaron Donald gets 1. That D-line, bro, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sacks. That's going to do it. That's how you get the victory. Jordan Brooks, interception for good measure. And we're moving on. Okay, so a massive test here. We split with them in the regular season. They've dominated the division this whole video. Can we go into Buffalo and move on to the conference championship game? 11-6, Buffalo Bills. We've got them on the overall. 89-84. I think we should be able to pull this off, but let's find out. And we do. 28-18. We're moving on to Kansas City. And not only that, we get them at home because they're coming in as a wildcard team as well. So 10-7 wildcard team is going to host the conference championship game. Let's look at our stats against the Bills. This is so exciting, man. I can't believe this. Let's get to that schedule, see how we did. But it's a big victory. I mean, it wasn't a one-score game. Very, very nice. Divisional round, let's see how it went. And you get a Seahawks-Commanders conference championship game. Very interesting. The Chiefs beat the Colts by 1. Very slim margin of victory. We beat the Bills by 10. It wasn't a blowout by any means. We put up 454 yards of total offense. 3 touchdowns and a pick for Glenn McCulloch. He continues his great rookie year. Josh Allen does what he can. I mean, no mistakes, really. We do sack him 3 times. Breece Hall, 77 yards on the ground. Jamichael Lindley, okay. I don't know why I thought that was a Bill for a second. I was going to say, sounds familiar, and the reason it sounds familiar is he's on our team. Debo, 10 catches, 136 and 1. Stephon Diggs is still around. He finds the end zone. Breece Hall scores, and so does Gabe Davis, and so does Quan McMichael. Defensively, leading tackler for us. Wow. David Thurman, strong safety for them, 17 tackles. Jordan Brooks again leads the way for us. Sacks, it's going to be Rashawn Gary, Aaron Donald, and Javon Brown. Interceptions, David Thurman. Wow, that guy's a stud. Now this is our tallest task yet. The Chiefs, they're 87 overall. They've won at least 1 Super Bowl so far in this series. They've got Pat Mahomes. This very well could be the finale. So let's hop in. I just want to see the play-by-play. I want to see how this team performs. Obviously not going to jump in and play ourselves, but just for the sake of enjoyment, for the sake of this probably being, well, I'm not going to say probably, possibly being the last game of the series, let's get in there. Let's see how the game plays out. And here we go, conference championship game at Gillette Field, Pats Chiefs. It just feels right. It just feels right. This is how it's meant to be. It's going to be a great finale here. Potential finale. I don't know why I keep trying to say finale. I'm trying to reverse jinx a win for us here. We're going to go normal speed, jump forward, end of the game. Let's just see how things go. So Chiefs are going to get the ball first. Rodrigo Blankenship, the hot rod, kicks off. Chiefs first possession, 1st and 10, knocked away by Adam Robinson on the first play. 2nd and 10, loss of yards by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 3rd and long, hits Justin Ross for the 13-yard gain. 1st down, Edwards-Helaire on the ground. 2nd down, 2-yard rush. 3rd down, 3rd and 6. 7-yard gain to Cortland Sutton, who's a Chief. At midfield, a big gain, 30 yards to Cortland Sutton. 1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with a 4-yard gain. 2nd down, Edwards-Helaire again through the air. It's 1st and 10. 7-yard rush. They are knocking on the door at the goal line. Edwards-Helaire loses yards. 3rd and 5, hits Justin Ross for a 6-yard touchdown. Chiefs score on their opening drive. And it's a penalty. Extra point is good. Patriots first possession coming right up here. Can they answer? Let's find out. 1st and 10. 8-yard rush by Breece Hall. Good start. 2nd and 2. 8-yard rush by Glenn McCulloch. The quarterback picks it up with his legs. Pass is thrown away on 2nd down. And it's an interception by Roger McCreary. Chiefs are on the 26-yard line. Hits David Porter for a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4. It's a 3-yard rush. 3rd and inches. They pick it up, 3-yard rush by Marquise Jones. 1st and 10, it's a 4-yard rush, Demarius Parker. 2nd and 6, Demarius Parker again with a 10-yard touchdown from Mahomes. So Mahomes has 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter, not a great start. Touchback, 1st and 10, pass is knocked away. 2nd and 10, loss of 2, 3rd and long. We need a play here. McCulloch has to throw it away. Chiefs are going to get the ball back again. No offense so far for the Patriots. I think 1 first down, 5-yard penalty to start things off. 1st and 15, hits David Porter at 2nd and 10. 5-yard rush by Mahomes. 3rd and 5. We need a stop. We get it. Jordan Brooks knocks the pass away. Getting the ball back here. Gotta get a score. First quarter is winding down. Quan McMichael, 28-yard gain through the air. 2nd and 5. Pass is thrown away. 3rd and 5. Hits Debo on a 17-yard gain as we're creeping up. 5-yard rush by Breece Hall on the 26-yard line. 2nd and 5, he's sacked by Chris Jones. 3rd and long, hits Debo for 21 yards. We are in the red zone. 0-yard rush, no gain. 2nd and 10, 14-yard rushing score by Breece Hall. We are back in this. 14-7 in the second quarter. Blankenship kicks off. It's a touchback. Mahomes on his next possession, 1st and 10, passes dropped by Edwards-Helaire. 2nd and 10, 7-yard gain by David Porter. 3rd and 3, it's a 7-yard gain by Marquez Callaway. 1st and 10, Edwards-Helaire for 3 yards. Marquez Callaway, 17-yard gain. Edwards-Helaire, 4 yards on the ground. 2nd and 6, Mahomes is sacked by Aaron Donald. That's huge. 3rd and 14, hits Justin Ross. They'll probably get the field goal here. They do. 50-yarder by Butker is good. 17-7, Pats ball. And it will be returned to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Debo with a 5-yard rush. 2nd and 5, hits Breece Hall for 11 yards. 1st and 10, 5-yard rush on the 41-yard line. Pass is thrown away. Big 3rd and 5 right here. It's a 3-yard rush. Do they go for it? I don't think so. No, they're going to punt it, unfortunately. 2-minute warning. Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's 1st and 10. We get a pass thrown away by Mahomes. 2nd and 10. 6-yard gain to Callaway. 3rd and 4. Need a stop? No, they're not going to get it. Edwards-Helaire for 9 yards. Pass is knocked away on 1st down by Gordon Cobb. 2nd and 10. It's a 5-yard gain. Another big 3rd down. Can they get off the field? No. Cortland Sutton with a 13-yard gain. Pass is knocked away on 1st down again. 2nd and 10. Thrown away. Have to get a stop here. Crucial. Hits David Porter. Chiefs are going to have to get a field goal. They do. Butker makes it a 27 ball game. Pats, can they get a score before the half? They're known for this. Those before halftime scores, they got to do it. It's a 0-yard rush, no gain. 2nd and 10, hits Debo for 6 yards. 3rd and 4, passes intercepted by Brian Cook. Oh my goodness. 27-yard gain to Cortland Sutton. Chiefs, they lose yardage on the next play. 2nd and goal, Mahomes is sacked. Good, they needed that. 3rd and goal, they're not going to get the touchdown, and they're not going to score before the half, so that's huge. It could have been 23-7. It's still 20-7. Pats get the ball to start the second half. Pass is thrown away. 2nd and 10, 4-yard rush. 3rd and 6, you got to have it, man. Oh, Debo can't quite get there. They're going to have to punt again to the Chiefs. 20-7. Marquez Callaway, 4-yard gain. Marquez Callaway, 13-yard gain. Marquez Callaway again for 27. It's not looking good. Edwards-Helaire for 8 yards. Edwards-Helaire for 8 yards. 1st and 10, Mahomes is sacked by Nigel Cummings. 2nd and 16, hits Callaway for 20 yards. Oh my goodness. Pass is thrown away. 2nd and goal, loss of yards. 3rd and goal, hits David Porter. It's 27-7. Oh no, it's 26-7. They went for 2 and they failed. Pats, it's do or die time. DeMarquise Moody, he is going to return a 2-yard rush by McCulloch. 2nd and 8. Pass is thrown away. 3rd and 8. What can they do? Nothing. It's a 1-yard gain. Go for it, man. He punts it. Ugh, I hate this. Return for 9 yards. They need a turnover or a quick stop or the game is 100% over. 6-yard rush. 3rd and 4. Hits Callaway again for 10 yards. Marcus Davenport is injured on the play. 1st and 10. It's a 5-yard rush. This game's over, man. It's over. 3rd and inches. They get it. Demarius Parker, 1-yard rush. Mahomes is going to pick up another 5 with his legs. Hits Callaway. How are we letting Marquez Callaway just destroy us through the air? It's an embarrassment. 3rd and 1. What are they going to do? Probably pick it up? No. Are they going to go for it, though? No, they're content. It's 29-7. It's a 22-point game heading into the 4th. It's going to take an absolute miracle here. I don't think the Pats have it in them. 3rd and 10. What are they going to do? It's a 2-yard rush, man. Pathetic. 4th and 8. 5-yard rush. Game over. Game over, man. There's no point in finishing it out. Chiefs score again. Pats get a couple scores just to make it look closer than it was. And yeah, at the end of the day, man, this was a blowout. Absolutely disgusting. 36-22, that is your final score. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Hate to see it. Glenn McCulloch, great rookie year, but just cannot get the job done. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they do go on to win the Super Bowl 35-21 over the Commanders. Mahomes is Super Bowl MVP yet again, making this his 3rd Super Bowl. No, not his 3rd Super Bowl. My apologies. It said 3-time world champion, I believe. Oh, because they've won a Super Bowl before. Duh. Okay, so Mahomes gets his 2nd ring of the series. What a disappointment. Truly, what a disappointment. On a positive note, there is our guy, Glenn McCulloch, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. So a little bit of a silver lining in what ended up being a heartbreaker of a season. And this was a strong internal debate that I was having with myself. But during that Kansas City Chiefs game, I can't end the series on that note. It's too painful of a loss. We got to run it back at least one more year. I say at least one. It's going to be the last year. Last year of the series, let's negotiate with our players, see who we need to bring back, and let's run it back, get ourselves a ring. Okay, so Joel Bitonio, the guy that we traded for, he does want to come back. Just to be safe, we're going to give him a player-friendly deal, 2 years. Joel Bitonio, we got our left guard. Pittman, he's got no interest in us. That's okay, we can get receiver elsewhere. Davenport, he doesn't love us by any means. I'm going to send him a player-friendly deal. I'm thinking that should be good enough. It is. So slowly but surely, we're getting this core back intact. Gordon Cobb's absolute yes. Superstar, player-friendly deal. It's dwindling down our money, but this is the core that got us there. It's the core that we are going to continue with. Quan McMichael, absolutely. Going to bring him back. Player-friendly deal should be good enough. Yes, it is. Welcome back, Quan McMichael. Still with $95 million. Sean Murphy Bunting. I'm going to come back to him. I'm going to come back to Sean Murphy Bunting. Rodrigo Blankenship, nah. Dennis Davis, ugh. I mean, he's going to be pretty cheap, so very player-friendly. It's an overpay, but it is what it is. Let's see, anyone else really worth bringing back? It's not looking like it, so that is good. That is good. Pittman, do we want Pittman back? No. Murphy Bunting will go player-friendly. And you know what? Just in case there's no one else out there, what's this going to leave us with as far as cap goes? If we go player-friendly, is that good enough? Okay, fine. Pittman's back. So we still have around $64 million to play with. Do we go and get ourselves an elite kicker? Is that going to make a difference? I doubt it, but Hot Rod is just not going to work. So yeah, let's get to free agency. Let's see who's out there. And this is definitely worth noting. Aaron Donald has retired, so we're going to have to fill a need there. Aaron Donald is gone. Well-deserved. The GOAT, honestly. Might be the best defensive player of all time. Time will tell over the next couple years. It will take a little bit to really cement his legacy as far as the general consensus and the conversation around him goes, but man, he's definitely in the conversation for greatest of all time. Mad respect to Aaron Donald. And respect to Von Miller as well. Another all-time great, absolutely incredible player those two were. Okay, so free agency is here. It's not exactly the best names available on the market, but we're going to try and make the most of them. We are going to throw an absolute boatload of money at Odafe Owe and L'Jarius Sneed. We're going to try and get Kwity Paye on a fair deal, and we're going to try and get Carlos Bigby just to shore up that offensive line even more. Let's evaluate the offers here. They've all signed. We got 2 of them, okay. L'Jarius Sneed and Kwity Paye. So Owe, man, we were going to pay Owe like $30 million a year, like something incredibly stupid. So I'm kind of glad that he didn't take that, but at the same time, it is a little bit of a bummer. And to cap off free agency, 3 more targets here to round out our special teams. We need a punter. Let's get a good one in Logan Cook. Go out and get Younghoe Koo and Clay Jones to back up Kyle Duggar. Maybe even start a little bit. He's younger, 82 overall, comparable players. Ooh. Maybe I should have offered a little bit more to Clay Jones. Oh, doesn't matter. He signed with us. Okay, that's a win. And here is a look at the team post-free agency. So starting with the offensive line, not a single starter under 78 overall. Not bad at all. Maybe we look to upgrade the right tackle spot. Maybe not. We'll see. Skill players, happy with what we've got there. Hunter Henry, Debo, Michael Pittman, McMichael, Breece Hall, and McCulloch. They gave him X Factor. He's up to an 89 overall in his 2nd year. Absolutely incredible. Wish we had found him 2 or 3 years sooner. On defense, I really wish we had gotten Odafe Owe. Despite the fact it was a massive overpay, he would have been a huge upgrade over Cummings. Maybe we go the trade route. Kwity Paye, he's no Aaron Donald, but I'm hoping for good production out of him. Cobbs has progressed nicely up to an 89 overall. Byron Murphy's crushing it for us. L'Jarius Sneed, the former Chief, 86 overall. Not to mention Ben Bass, or Bryce Bass. Either way, Bass. Yep, Bryce Bass. 83 overall. So we've got a nice secondary. I like what we have here. I'm not going to mess around with the draft. We don't really have any high picks. Let's make some trades. Let's maybe get past the draft and make some more. And let's see how this team's looking heading into week 1. Okay, so yeah, the best value that we have is a 4th round pick. So here's the thing. The closer that you get to drafts, the better your capital becomes. And I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so let me rephrase that. Basically, once we get past the 2027 NFL draft, 2028 will be available to us. That 3rd round pick will be a lot more valuable than it is right now, and we'll have 2029 picks available as well. So future 1st, future 2nd, that should give us a little bit of capital that we can use to maybe add a player or 2. Okay, so post-draft, I did let the CPU take all of the picks for us. Nothing to speak of here. No one is going to crack the starting lineup, although Delvin Van Buren's a pretty cool name, I'm not going to lie. So here's what we're going to do. It is pricey. It definitely is pricey, don't get me wrong, but we're going to send a 3rd, a future 1st, and a future 2nd to the Giants for Kayvon Thibodeau. 26 years old at this point, just entering his prime. Put him outside, opposite Rashawn Gary. Watch magic happen. This is a beautiful move for us. I love it. And now for probably the last move of the series. It's a slight upgrade at center, but we're going to send a 4th, a future 3rd, and a future 5th to the Colts for Ryan Kelly. And here we are, week 1 for the final time. This time I mean it. Let's look at the team one last time. This is it. We gotta compete this year. We gotta make the playoffs. We gotta contend for a Super Bowl. And I definitely think we can do that. McCulloch, how did his rating just go down 3 points? He was an 89 just a moment ago. Now he's down to an 86. Okay. I guess that's fine. We'll work with that. What happened to our tackle position? I could have sworn we had Trent Brown just a moment ago. Okay. So I'm going to need to get a right tackle some way, somehow. Not sure how that's going to work. Yikes. Okay. But aside from that, the skill players are good. The rest of the line is good. We're just going to have to figure out that right tackle spot some way. Defensively, we added Thibodeau. Kwity Paye is going to come in. It is what it is. A little disappointed, kind of shooken up by that right tackle situation. I don't know how I missed that, how that happened. But yeah, man, we got to get ourselves a right tackle, and I don't know how we're going to do it. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. It's not ideal. I don't love the move, but we're going to send our backup running back to the Eagles, and we're going to get Jack Conklin. Do I like having the right side of my line rely on 32-year-old Jack Conklin? No, but we got to do what we got to do. It is what it is. Let's hope for the best. All right, mid-season point, we are 2-4. Coming off a 42-13 loss to the Commanders. I'm at a loss. I genuinely am at a loss. The good news is the division's wide open. We got 2 3-3 teams. We're 2-4. The Bills are 2-5. Let's upgrade our players. Let's get to the playoffs, and let's see if magic happens again. I don't know. And we got disconnected. That's a good omen. Yeah, let's go play some Ultimate Team. No, just kidding. What a way to end the series. 7-10. 7-10. We did a whole extra year to go 7-10, bro. Come on. Mac Jones led the league in passing yards. Fitting. Oh my goodness. Let's look at the stats. One last time. Where did it all go wrong? How did we go 7-10, bro? We had the number 7 offense in the NFL. Defense was 18. It's like defense still wasn't terrible, man. I don't get it. Glenn McCulloch, not as amazing as his rookie year. Passer rating goes down a full 10 points. Breece Hall, still pretty freaking good, man. Breece Hall's great. Debo, great year. Quan McMichael, great year. Pittman, over 1,000 yards. Hunter Henry, the ageless wonder. Orlando Brown let up 16 sacks. Jack Conklin let up 11. It was the tackles. The tackles screwed us. Adam Robinson, he gets 126 tackles. The sacks, I would have to imagine, declined. They did badly. 10 sacks for Davenport, 6.5 for Towns, 6 for Rashawn Gary. Kayvon Thibodeau had 1 sack, bro. We would have been better off without him. What a waste. Ugh, Kayvon. Garbage, bro. Come on. Jordan Brooks, 3 picks, 2 from Byron Murphy, nothing outside of that, just 1 for L'Jarius Sneed. We threw all that money at him for nothing. Ugh, I'm so bummed out. And the Raiders are Super Bowl champions over the Panthers. They win 44-38. Middle linebacker TJ Stewart wins Super Bowl MVP. So congratulations to the Las Vegas Raiders. There are your yearly awards. Joe Burrow wins quite a few MVPs. How many MVPs does Joe Burrow have at this point? 1, 2, 3. 3 MVPs for Joe Burrow. Very nice. Maybe Bengals is the answer. I don't know. The Patriots were a challenge. I'm going to say that. Massive, massive challenge. I'm glad we made a conference championship game. Happy with that. But man, you would think an 88 overall team can do so much better than 7-10, man. Just an absolute disgrace. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time sticking with me, especially if you've made it this far. Don't forget to comment, enter that giveaway, get yourself a free copy of Madden so you can drive yourself just as crazy as I have here doing this Patriots rebuild. Thank you. I will see you guys on the next video.